Hi everyone, Salesforce Admin Training Day 29. We'll quickly go through the previous session overview and we'll talk about the validation rule, record types, and trial head links. Okay, so first we will talk about the validation rule. So last session, we have discussed about the validation rule. What are the functions we have discussed in validation rule?
Is blank.
Null is blank, is changed, text and conditions or conditions.
Right. So we have discussed about those. Now today we are going to see few more functions. Now, for example, the function we have is pick val. It's basically Boolean. It's basically Boolean. Now, is pick val, we need to provide the pick list field name and what is the text value. So this function is basically used to compare the currently selected value. Whatever the currently selected value is there in the record in this specified field. That means whatever the record I have, that means I have a record. Now in this record, now whatever this data entered, and I have a validation rule. The other side, I have a validation rule. And is this values are matching? This is validation rule. And this is at the record level. Now in the record level, for example, I have selected the rating equal to 1. Now in the here, I have selected the rating equal to 1. Now you wanted to check whether the rating field is a warm. If it is a warm, then show the error message. So how do you check for the pick list values? We have a function called isPickVal. isPickVal, and then we have to provide the pick list field name. The pick list field name is rating and the text value is we need to provide it warm. We need to provide it warm. Now here isPickVal is only for the pick list fields. Only for the pick list fields, we have to use the pick list field name and you need to provide the whatever the value is there. So example. Now the examples are now isPickVal rating warm. And the isPickVal industry equal to manufacturing. isPickVal location Hyderabad. isPickVal location Hyderabad. Now this is the example. Take a notes of it.
अभी हमें सोनू चौरसिया भाई के यहाँ जहाँ सुबह 6 बजे से लोग लंबी लंबी लाइन लगाते हैं, इनका ये
In this function, we can compare two pick list values. Only one we can use.
Only one pick list value.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see the scenario for this, the use case. Create a validation rule on the account to make sure active status should be yes for the new account. So whatever the new account is there, for the new account, I need to just make sure that whatever the records are created, it has to be active equal to yes. So let's go to the account. No, we do not have an account. So we have a renamed it as a client. Now click on this client and validation rules. Now click on the validation rule, new. And the condition which I need to check, active, E should be yes for the new accounts. Now let's say here, active accounts. active accounts. Now insert the field, insert. Now what I need to check, first I need to check two conditions. First I need to check if it is a new record or not. If it is a new record or not. That means is new, comma. Now I need to check the pick list field value. Active checkbox is a pick list field in the Salesforce, in the account object. Now here insert a field, click on this active, insert, and the text value should be yes. Only one pick list value we have to add it. Now here I have two conditions. Whenever we have a more than one condition, if I wanted to cross verify, then we have to use the and is new and is picked val. Is picked val. Now check the syntax. No error. Now the error message is new customer records should be always active. New customer record should be always active. And where do you want to show in case if there is any error, like if it is not a new account, but it is not a active account. So I'll check here. Now I'll say here field is active. Field is active. Now click on this, save. Save the active account, and we are going to provide is new and active equal to yes. Now let's go ahead and check this, duplicate, and let's go to the client's object. It means navigation item clients. And click on the new account. Now, is this the correct one? Whatever I have written, is this the correct one? Now, what do we want? We want active equal to, if it is not yes, then I wanted to give a error message. But what I am checking here, if it is a new and if it is a yes, then only I am showing the error message, it should be active. So what should happen here? I need to add a not. That means if it is active is not equal to yes. Active is not equal to yes, then I wanted to throw an error message. The validation error I need to show. Now here, let's say that I'm going to create a client name is DMart, rating equal to warm. Click on a save button. Client number is mandatory. Now CL4333. Now click on it, save. Now it says active. Active should be yes. Now if I click on yes, then it is going to be the yes. So if it is a new record and if the active checkbox is not active, pick list is not a active, then it should be throwing an error. If it is an existing record, if it is a existing record, it will not show any error. Now I'll change it to the none. Click on save. Now it is allowing me. That means update. I just wanted to check only the new record, not for the update record. So that's the validation rule. And second one, create a validation rule on the account to make sure the rating should be hot for the banking customers. Now, how do you implement for this? How do you write this logic for the validation rule? On an account to make sure rating should be hot for the banking customers.
Two times we have to write this function, no?
In validation rule, how do we
Yeah.
write it? First of all, what is the condition? I'll check it.
And,
What?
and
In the condition.
What are the fields do I need to check here?
Banking,
Banking is industry. I
Yeah,
need to check the industry. And what is the second one?
rating,
Rating.
Rating.
Now for industry, I need to check whether the value is rate banking or not. Now in order to check that, I'll say here is pick
is
val
pick list,
industry, comma,
comma, hot,
Hot.
banking. Now for rating, rating is also pick list field.
yes,
Is pick
Is
val
value rating hot.
hot.
hot. Now, if it is not a hot, then it should be throw an error message. That means, what should I need to add?
Not.
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 Not, I need to add it. Now I have a two conditions. If I have a two conditions, how do I write a validation error message? And. So and is pick val and below this is a close. So this is what we will write it in the validation room. Now copy this. Now go to the validation rules. Click on the new button. Now here we need to check rule name is, let's say banking customers. Check syntax. No error. Now let's say here, I'm going to give a error message. Banking customer rating should be hot. Now this validation, will it work on new record or the existing record?
Here
Existing
we did
record.
not mention.
Existing record.
No, it will not work on the new record.
Yeah, it will work,
Both.
ma'am, for both the new and old.
Both, madam.
For both, it will work new and existing because I have not specified anything here. Now click on your save. Now go here. This is the existing one. Now industry equal to banking. Now click on your save. It says that rating should be hot. Now this is for the existing record. Similarly, for the new record also it will work. Click on this new. Now let's say here I'm going to create a Wipro Hyderabad and industry equal to banking. Click on a save. Now it's working, right? For both of them it is working. So what are the validation rules we have added? All the validation rules are hitting here. Client rating is one validation. Active is another validation, right? Similarly, banking is also client. Whatever the rating is there, rating is also there. Rating, active, client number 3 are the validation rules. It is hitting at a time. It is hitting at a time. Now, the next one is a prior value. The next one is prior value. Prior value, as the word it says prior value, that means previous value. Previous value of the field. Whatever the field I am providing it, what is the previous value if you want to know? Like if the previous value is a cold. Now rating has a 3 pick list fields. Rating has 3 pick list fields: warm, hot, cold. Now for example, if I am changing the value from cold to warm, now I wanted to check is my previous value of rating is cold. If it is a cold and the current value is current value is warm. It should be this. That means you can go to the step by step. If it is a right now warm, warm to hot, you can go. Hot to cold, you can go. If you want to go back to the warm, from cold to warm, you should go. You should not go to the cold to hot or cold to hot or hot to warm. No, directly from the last to first. But when you are coming from the top to bottom, it should come step by step. Now, this is the flow of the rating. Now, if you want to check this, then you have to go for a prior value. Now, prior value of the function. By using this function, we can get the previous value, old value of the specified field. Example, prior value rating and prior value email, prior value maximum budget, right? So these are the data I'm entering it. Now, take a notes of it. Now, let's move on, see the use case of it. Create a validation rule on the account object to prevent the user to change the rating value from cold to hot. So that means from the cold to hot, user should not be changing it. Now, how do you write a validation rule for this?
Is Priya rating?
So
Not-
first of all, what is the how many fields we are going to check here?
2 fields.
2. 1 kilo.
2. Rating.
What are the 2 fields? How many fields I am checking here?
One rating.
Only one.
Only one
One
field.
field.
Now, first I need to check is my current field value is hot or not. So how do I check? Is pick val
Pick value.
rating?
Rating hot. Hot.
Hot.
Now I need to check what is my previous one. Now if I wanted to check is my previous one is pick val, I need to specify here prior value of the field called rating.
Rating. Cold.
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 Now this is how we write it. Prior value. It has to be inside the pick list. Inside the pick list value. Now we are checking the 2 conditions here. Now I need to write and. Now copy this. Back to account validation. Now let's implement another validation here. Click on a new button. Now let's say here. Now this is hot rating. Now click on enter this data is pick val rating hot prior value equal to cold. Check syntax. Now the error is, now let's say that cannot move rating from cold to hot. Now here field is rating field. Click on save. Now click on refresh. Now, does it work on the new record or existing record?
Both it will work.
Both it will work, yes. So click on this. Let me change this industry. Now, from hot, I'm changing to warm. Click on save, it should work. And from warm, I'm changing to cold. It should work. Now, my previous value, now I'm going to change the cold to hot. Whenever I change cold to hot, it should give an error. So it should not go from the cold to hot. It should not go from the cold to hot. Now where it should go to the warm. Click on save. Let's move on. Now there is another functions. There is another function which is called as a regex. Why this is basically regex is nothing but a regular expression. Regular expression. Now you have a phone validation. Now sometimes phone, you can enter string, you can enter number, click on save, it will accept it. But is it a valid phone number? No, it is not a valid phone number. It is not a valid phone number. Now for valid phone number, it has to be entered in the 3 digits, hyphen, 4 digits, hyphen, then 3 digits. It should be 10 digit. Click on save. So like this, it should be accepted. But I want somebody to cross verify that after 3 digit, it should have a hyphen because this is the standard format of the phone number. This is the standard format of the phone number. Now, if you want to verify those standards in the validation rule, then you have to use the regex. Regex is the regular expression. Now, if you want to practice the regex, now go to there is a regex101.com. There is a regex101.com. Let me ping you this link. Now this is the link. Now here you can practice it. Now let's understand what is the keywords that we have to use. What is the character that I need to use it here. So in the regex, there is a wildcard characters are there. There is a wildcard characters. Now we have a square, open square bracket and close square brackets represents the group of characters. Represents the group of characters. Open square bracket and close square brackets represents a group of characters. Now open square bracket, within this if you specify SPR, now any character, you mention any character here, what it means, whatever the letters you are writing within the square bracket, that means only these letters are allowed. That means which has been prepared by using these specified characters. It should accept only these characters. Either you enter S or enter P or R. Only it will accept SPR. Or else if you write A to P, it represents the words which has been prepared by using the specified character. That means it will accept only the letters between the A to P. Now, simple example, Aadhaar card, right? So Aadhaar card starts with A. That is a standard, right? So it starts with A and then you will have some numbers here and then something will be there and fine. Right? That means these letters are, first 5 letters are alpha and then next 4 letters are numeric and next letter is alpha. Right? So it has a combination of it. Now in this case, how can you will say that starting letter has to be a A. So here you will specify A. Instead of STR, you will specify A. Specify the A. That means it has to start with A. Now, if you say, I wanted to accept capital letters, then you need to specify capital A to capital R. It represents the words which has been prepared by using the characters exist in the between A to R. Between A to R. Now 0 to 9, it represents the number which has been prepared by using the digits between the 0 to 9. Now number is, it represents the number of character to be allowed in the word. Number of character it is going to allowed in the word. Now take a notes of it.
No, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
if a small a to small p means we allow small characters.
only between the small a to small
Okay.
b, whatever the characters are there, only that is accepted.
Yeah.
Then it will not accept.
Ma'am, like while using phone, we'll use numbers and special character at the same time, ma'am.
Yeah. So we'll see that if you see the example, you will understand.
Okay.
Ma'am, can we put A to Z? A to Z?
You can put anything. So based on the requirement, whatever you want to add it, you can add.
Okay, thank
Done, taken the notes?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's see here. For example, regular expression. Now, if I say here, small a to z. Small a to z. That means it will accept anything a to z. Now, see here, 12 matches. 12 matches. Now, if I say that only enter a. Now, none is match. No match is found. That means it will accept only the A. Whatever you enter, 6 are matches. Total we have entered the 6. All are matched. Now, if I enter anything apart from this A, so what will happen? It is going to give me the error saying that these are did not match. Only 6 are matched. So this did not match it. Right? So if you say here only one, it should accept. Only one it should accept. That means I should enter only one. Now again, if I'm entering any data here, it will not find. It will not find any data. Now, for example, let's say here hyphen. Now here it says that no match found. No match found. If I say hyphen, still it is no match found. Why it is no match found? It says that A, enter only one time. Enter only one time. Now it is matched. Now if I enter any data, it will say that no, it did not match. So this is exactly match. If you say here enter 3, that means 3 times enter. Now if I say enter between the 0 to 9, anything, only 3 digits enter. Now I'm going to enter something here. Now it is going to match. Now if I say again few more, it did not take it. So this only this 3 it will take. First 2 it will not take. First 2 it will not take. It will not take the first 2. Now if I say here after A question mark, pattern error, it will not accept that. Now here 7 matches. Now if I say here something, now that means 14 matches. That means question mark is nothing but matches the previous token between the 0 to any times you can say this. Now you can also see what are this. So it says that match the previous token between the 0 to 1 times as the many times as possible. So here you can test what are the changes you wanted to practice it, like what are the regex you want to practice it, you can practice it. Let's say for example, now I have a, do we have PAN card? Now let's say here we have a PAN card, Control F, PAN card. PAN card is not there. Where did we create the PAN card? Go to the position object. Position status, phone number, password. Now it might be on the candidate object, candidate. Now click on these candidates. Go to this candidate. That's okay. So let's see here. Now on the account, we have a phone number, right? So phone number is a certain format. Phone number is certain format. Now I wanted to enter the phone number in 10 digits. Let's say 10 digits are this is the 10 digit. I'm going to specify here first 3 digits and accept next 3 digits, after that 4 digits. This is the format it should accept. Apart from this format, if I enter anything, it should not accept. Apart from this, anything if I enter, it should not accept it. Now, how do we do that? Go to the object manager. Let's select the clients. Click on this client's object. Validation rule. Now click on this new. Now here validation rules are, let's say validate phone number. Validate phone number. Now I'm going to insert. Now here it is a regex. I need to use the regex. Insert the regex. And which field I'm going to verify? I'm going to verify the phone number. Insert account. So PAN number is there. We have a PAN number. Okay. Let's take the phone number. Let's take the phone number. No, here I'll specify the regex text. Now regex text is, I wanted to check anything between the 0 to 9 and it has to be a 3 digits. It has to be a 3 digits and hyphen anything between the 0 to 9. It has to be a 3 digits. And hyphen anything between the 0 to 9. It has to be a 4 digits. Right? Click on this check syntax. No error. I'm checking the certain format here. Now let's say here, enter. Please enter. Valid phone number. Hyphen. And 3 digits. 3 digits, 3 digits, and the 4 digits. Field. And let's say here, I'm going to specify only 4. Click on this form and save it. No. If it is a not this value, if it is a not this format, then only I wanted to show. That means I need to add a not. If it is not this format, then I'm going to show the error message. Save this record. Now I'm going to modify, enter something, click on save. Immediately it is saying that please enter the valid number. Now I'll enter the number here, click on the save. Still it is going to show me the valid number. Now let's say here 3 digits, hyphen, 3 digits, hyphen, then I'll put the 5 digits, click on save. Still it is going to throw me an error message. That means it is going to accept only the 10 digits. Right, so this is how we do the validation. Now, similarly, if you want to cross verify for the PAN number, so PAN number, how it will be? If I go to the PAN number, so usually the PAN numbers are now let's say here I have it. Some number here. This is the number. Now let's say here I'm going to enter. Now, till this point, it is a 5 digits. Till this point, it is a 5 digits. That means 5 digits, 5 alpha. And then we have a 4 numbers. We have 4 numbers. And then 1 alpha. Then 1 alpha. Now that means I need to say here between the capital A to capital Z and add it for the 5 times. Add it for the 5 times and then 0 to 9 4 times. 0 to 9 4 times and from A to Z. Capital A to capital Z only 1 time added. Now here users can enter the capital letter or users can enter the small letter. Here it is only accepted the capital letter. In case if you want to accept the small letters, put a comma a to small z. That means it will accept the capital, it will accept the small letters. Now here capital A to Z, small a to Z. Small a to Z. Now capital A to Z, 5 times 5 number, 5 alpha, now 0 to 9 and then specify the 0 to 9, 4 numbers and B is 1 number. Now same thing, if you try it, you will be able to do. That means here you are going to specify not, if it is not this regex. If it is not going to be this regex, not this format, then show the error message. If it is not this format, show the error message. Now you can implement this. This is the assignment. Create a PAN number field on the candidate object. Create a PAN number field on the candidate object, and PAN number is a text field. PAN number is a text field. Now, for this text field, implement a validation rule. Now, first thing is that create a PAN number field. This is the text field. This is the text field on candidate object. Candidate object. Now, create a validation rule or implement a validation rule. Implement a validation rule on candidate object to verify the valid PAN number. This is the assignment. Now, take a notes of it. Dental report. Teeth మంచిగా బ్రష్ చేసుకోవాలని రాస్తుంది. చేసుకోవట్లేదా నువ్వు టీత్ చెక్ చేశారా రాసింది టీత్ బాగాలేదండి కూడా మంచి బ్రష్ బ్రష్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పింది మరి చేసుకోవాలి నువ్వు మంచి బ్రష్ చేసుకోవట్లేదు. Sorry, taking the notes.
ఎప్పుడైనా
Okay, so let's move on. Now homework. Now create a validation rule on the account object to validate the phone number. Second one is create a validation rule to validate the account number is numeric and it is not blank. Validate the account number. It should be a numeric and it should not be a blank for the new records. Create a validation rule to prevent the status from being changed back to new. If case is already open, that means you need to implement a validation rule to prevent the status from being changed back to new. That means on the case, you have a status field. On the case, you have a status field. Now go to the case and open this record. And here I have a record. Now status is a different status out there. If the status is already changed to working and if the status is already changed to escalated, then do not go back to the new. If the user or if the clients or if the developers are changing the status from working to new or escalated to new, then it should throw a validation error. That means do not change back to new if the case is already open and it is in different status. Now create a validation rule to prevent the user from editing the opportunity product after an opportunity is closed. Right? So we have a products in the opportunity. If the opportunity is closed, then you should not be able to edit any of the related products. And next one, implement a validation rule. To validate own opportunity must have a amount greater than 0. Implement a validation rule to validate the own opportunity. That means if opportunity stage is changed to own, you should have a amount should be greater than 0. And the next one is implement a validation rule on the order product. That means order products cannot be modified to activated orders. That means once the order is created, if it is activated, you should not be able to modify it. Implement a validation rule to prevent the user from editing the case when it is owned by a queue. Now, whenever the case is created, now if the case owner is a user, then you should be able to edit. If the case owner is a queue, then you should not be having a edit access. If it is assigned, if it is owned by queue, you should not be able to edit the case. Implement a validation rule not to edit it once the case is closed. That means once the case is closed, you should not be able to edit the record. Any of the field, you should not be able to edit.
Ma'am, if we want to hide the field value, so when we enter the value, it will comes like X or star symbols. So using regex, we can do it.
Validation rule is to throw the validation error message. It is not to hide it.
Okay.
This is for validating the field data. I cannot change the data.
Okay.
Take a notes of it. Now, few more homework. When opportunity stage is prospecting and qualification and need analysis, then amount should be greater than 1,000. Amount should be greater than 1,000. And another one, create a validation rule on the opportunity when amount is less than 1,000 and stage name is a prospecting qualification need analysis, then show a validation message. Amount should be greater than 1,000. So there are different type of is there, right? But both of the validations are same. At the end, both will be qualified with the only one validation. Take a notes of it.
Ma'am, we use pickval for this, right, ma'am?
Sorry?
Yeah, like for this homework, we use pickval, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
But here you have a multiple values. That means you need to use the or condition. Multiple pick val or condition, you have to use it.
Okay.
Now the next topic is it done? Next topic is record types. Now, what is this record types? Record types controls the page layouts and pick list values. Record types are controls the page layouts and pick list values. So record types are used to, basically these record types are why we need it. So in case if you want to distribute the data, now for example, you wanted to distribute now you are getting so many information in single record, single object, you are getting so many data. Now you wanted to separate the customers information and you wanted to separate the VIP information. That means assume that you have a customer's data. So when the customers are logged into the system, we should show the different values for the customers. Different values for the customers. If it is an internal team, then we should show the different page layout. Now another example is offshore, onshore. Offshore, onshore. Now if it is a offshore, now basically for offshore customers, you should show the different page. The page is related to the India, or it's basically whatever the India, we have a PAN number, Aadhaar card number, those information we have to show it on the account. If it is a onshore, then we have to show the social security number and maybe the different postal address, right? Phone number will be the different format. Here the phone number will be the different format. So both will be having a different information. Now, in this case, what we can do is we can create a record types. Now, this is one record type. This is another record type. Now, in this case, what will happen whenever the users are creating the records, then if I select a offshore, this page layout will be visible. This page layout will be visible. If I am creating the record for onshore, this page layout will be visible. Now, in order to handle the page layout and the pick list values, now in the pick list values, in a sense, for example, now some pick list values, I wanted to in the pick list values, I have a 10 values. In the pick list field, I have a 10 values. Now, offshore, I should show only the 5 fields. Rest 5 fields should be shown to the onshore. Now, if we have this division, can be possible using the record types. Record types controls the page layout and the pick list field values. Pick list field values. Now, record types are used to provide different page layouts to different users with a different set of fields, with a different pick list values for the different business need. Now, record types are also called as a business type or a business records. Now, these record types are you can implement in the standard object. Also, you can implement on the custom objects. Let's say account type that different group needs to be accessed, like customer account, partner account, right? So different type of a customers I have. If it is a customer account, then we should show different values. If it is a partner account, then we should show different page. So in that case, we will go for a record type. Similarly, for the opportunity, we have an online opportunity, retail opportunity. So if it is an online opportunity, we should show the different page. If it is a retail, we should show the different page. Now, simple example, when you go to the ICICI Bank, now here if you want to log in, you want to log in as a personal. When you click on a personal login, it will show the different page. Now I clicked on the person login. So this is the page it is shown. Now if I say I wanted to log in as corporate banking, I wanted to log in as a corporate banking. Now this is the screen. Right? If I wanted to log in as a NRI banking, if I wanted to log in as a NRI, if I click on this, now if I hover this and click on this NRI banking, it will be a different page. This is NRI banking. If it is a business place, there is a different page will be there. So like this, we'll have a different kind of a pages based on the person who is logging in. Based on the person who is logging in. Now same kind of a implementation we can do it in the Salesforce by using the record types. Now if it is a campaign type, we have a trade shows, website, like a different information. For trade shows, it should be a different page. For a website, it is a different page. So basically record types are used to capture the different information for the different people or a different customers. Now, once we enable or configure the record type in the object, then Salesforce will add a new column in the object. That means there is a field gets created in the object. As soon as I create a record type, there is a new field that gets created inside the object. So whenever we are creating it, upon creating a new record inside the account object, it will store the selected record in the record type ID field. So to see the record type of the record, we can place the record type field on the layout. So take a notes of it. Have you taken the previous one? Take a notes of this. Taken the notes? Will I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Take the notes of this one. Now, let's move on. Record types are used to capture the different information for each type. Right? It will allow users to access to only the records that are relevant for their jobs. So that means, how do I use the record type? How do I create a record type? Now, before setting up the record type, in the real time, what we have to do is, first we need to complete creating the custom fields. First create all the custom fields, then create the page layouts. Once you are done with creating the custom field and creating the page layout, then go for creating the record types. So in the real time, what we do is we first create the custom fields and then we create the page layouts. Once these are done, now we are going to create a record types. Take a notes of it. Done. Now, let's see. Now, so in order to create the record type, go to the object manager, select the object, which are the object you wanted to create it, select the object and select the record type, click new and fill in the record type label and enter the information. And you need to, once you enter the record type, you need to choose the relevant layout. Which page layout do you want to link it? So whenever we create a record type, which page layout do I need to link it? So you need to select the record type and link the page layout, click on the save. Select from the various pick list field. If you want to select any pick list values or if you want to choose any values to the specific one, then you can choose it. Now let's say here. Now in the use case, like a position, we have an object position. Configure the record type on the position to segregate the records in two categories. So one is IT position record type, and in that we have a location Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai. Position status is new, in progress, on hold, closed. Non-IT position record type is location is Bangalore, Delhi. Position status is new, in progress and closed. Now here the locations are Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai. Now here the location is Bangalore, Delhi. Status for the IT position is new, in progress, on hold, closed. And here the status is new, in progress, closed. Now this is the requirement. Now let's go ahead and implement the requirement. Now go to the object manager, select the object here position. Select the object position. Now select the position here. And first we need to cross verify whether the fields are properly up. We have all the information or not. So let's go to the location. Now in the location, Hyderabad is there, Bangalore, we have Chennai, Mumbai, right, Delhi. So these are the we have. So what we will do is we will Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, we will display to the one record type and other we will display to the another record type. So this is all good. Now let's go to the status. Do we have the values in the pick list field? Status. Do we have a status? Yes. In the status, what are the pick list fields? So we have a new, in progress, waiting, on hold, closed, reopen. Fine. So we can divide that. Now let's say page layout. Now what are the page layout? I have only one page layout I have. So what I'll do, I'll create another page layout. So take a copy of the existing one. I'll create it non-IT position. This is non-IT position page layout. Non-IT position page layout. Click on save. Now for non-IT position page layout, now let's say that I wanted to remove the position. Let's say open date, I don't want. Minimum pay, I don't want for the non-IT. Now these two should be there. Right, month, I do not want to display it. Now this is the logged, these are the logged. Now description, skills required. Non-IT, I'm not going to add the skills required. Now click on it, save. Now I have a 2 page layouts. Now let's go ahead and create a record type. Click on this record types. Click on the new record type. Now it's a master. Now I'm creating the ID position record type. Now let's say IT position. I'm just giving the IT position. Now it says that available and make available. Right? This is the default record type. This is the default record type. First record type, always it's a default. It will take it as a default because this is the first record type we are creating it. Whenever the records are created in this object, default to go to this particular record type. Now click on a next button. Now as soon as I click on a next button, it will ask us to choose the page layout. Which page layout do you want? Now I'm going to go for a position layout. Now you can choose all the profiles should go for a position layout, or do you want each profile should go for a different page layout. That means let's assume that force.com. Now I wanted to go them the non-IT. Now let's say Salesforce solution manager profile should go to the non-IT, or a data sales admin should go to the non-IT position page layout. Now in case if you have a different page layout viewed by the different profile, then you can select apply a different layout for each profile, or else select the apply one layout to all the profiles and select the position layout. Which are the layout you wanted to populate it for all the profiles, choose that and click on the next button or save button. Now we have created the one record type. Now let's create another record type. Now click on the new button. Now I'm going to create another record type, non-IT position. If it is a non-IT position, I'll make it active. Now second one cannot be a default. Make it available for all the users, all the profiles. Make it available for all the profiles, and we cannot make it default. If you make this default, the other one will go non-default. So only one can be default. Either only one record type can be a default. Now second step is it is going to ask us which page layout do you want to choose it. Now I'm going to choose the non-IT position page layout and click on the save button. Now we have created two record types. One is a IT position, non-IT position. If it is a IT position, in the IT position, we have two pick list fields. Now in the IT position, location, I'm going to choose it only Hyderabad. Let's remove the Bangalore. Mumbai, let's remove the Delhi, remove the Noida. Now the IT positions are only Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. Now click on save. If it is a non-IT position, let's go to the non-IT position. If it is a non-IT, click on the edit location. Now if it is a non-IT, it should be in the Bangalore, Delhi, Noida. Bangalore, Delhi, Noida. This is for the non-IT position. Now click on this record types and go to the IT position. Now second one is a position status. Let's say position status, new I wanted. Let me say I can change this. Waiting, I have removed it. And reopen, I have removed it for the IT position. Only IT position we have new, in progress, on hold and closed. Click on it, save. Now let's go to the second record types, non-IT position. For second record types, click on this position status. I wanted to show new in progress waiting. New in progress waiting. Waiting should be there, on hold, I'm going to remove it. And closed, reopen, click on save. So these are the one which we are going to modify for the IT and non-IT. Now if I go to the position object, now click on the new record. Now when I click on the new record, it is going to show me that whether you wanted to create a record for the IT or a non-IT. Click on this select IT. Now if it is a IT, then I will have a hiring manager. These all information will be there. Now let's say Manisha location. You see here IT, we have a Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. Let's say Hyderabad, this position is Java. Now click on the new, number of vacancies are 3, HR email ID, Samskar ID @gmail.com. And HR contact number, I'm giving some contact number. Open date, it's not mandatory. End date is, let's keep it 31st. Minimum pay, not mandatory. Maximum pay is some number. And travel required, passport required. Skills required is, now let's say Apex. No, this is a Java. Skills required is Java, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Right, so these are the needed. Now click on the save. Now if it is a non-IT position, now it will be a different scale. Now on the page layout, now as soon as the record type is created, as soon as the record types are created, there is a field that gets created at the backend. There is a field that gets created at the backend, which is called as a record type. Now we need to drag that onto the page layout. Now I drag the record type on the page layout, quick save. Now from position layout to the non-IT position layout. Now in the non-IT position, I need to drag the record type. Now click on this, save. Now if I refresh, here it says IT position. Record type is IT position. Now if you want to change this record type, now whenever you change it, now in order to change that, you need to click on this icon, or else click on this here, change record type. Change record type. Now click on this icon. Now you can change from the IT position to the non-IT position. Whenever you change the record type from IT to non-IT, immediately the page layout gets updated. Right? So here you will have a Bangalore, Delhi, Noida. Now change this. And similarly, you do not have a few fields. Skills required is not there. Before it was skills required. Now it is removed. So whenever you change the record type, the page layout also gets updated. Now you will not see any skills here. Right, so page layout is also gets updated. Now you change back to the IT position, click on the next. Now it is going to show you the this IT related. Now it is a skills are showing right now. Now click on save. Now skills are added and it is showing the skills here. Right. So as soon as you change the record type, your page layout also gets changed. Now this is on the custom object. Similarly, you can create it on the account. Similarly, you can create it on the account record. But the question is when I should not go for a record type. Sometimes in the interview question, they will ask, when should I not go for a record type? So record types are not needed when most of the data being captured in the same for all the records. That means if it is a onshore or offshore, if it is a onshore or a offshore, or else if it is a IT or non-IT, if it is a IT position or a non-IT position, capturing the data is not different. You are not capturing any different information or a different data. Both has the same information. Now, in that case, do not go for a record type. Simply create a pick list. Simply create a pick list field. Now, whenever the most of the data being captured in the same for all the records, then it is not needed to go for a record types. It can be done just using the pick list field. For example, if you just need to indicate whether the contact is a customer or a vendor, whether the contact is a customer or a vendor, then in that case, for customer and vendor, both will have a same information. So in that case, you will not be able to capture the, right? So for both of them, you have to capture the same information. Customer, it will be same. Vendor, it will be same. Now in this scenario, we do not need a record types. In this scenario, we do not need a record types. Right, so that is the example. Now let's see here, homework. Implement a validation rule. That means create a record type on the account, business account, individual account, new account, and business to account. Now implement a validation rule if the account record type is a business account or a business to account, then account has to have a active flag. And second, take a homework on this.
Ma'am, what is this account has to active flag checked? Ma'am?
So we have a account checkbox, account field is the pick list field, right? For the business to account, active pick list field should be only shown as a yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go for another homework. Implement a validation rule. Whenever the case is created or edited, create or edit description field should be required based on the case reason pick list value. This is a validation rule you need to implement. The case reasons are we have initialization, installation, performance, and breakdown. Whenever the case is created or updated, description field is required based on the case reason. What are those case reasons? If you have a case reason is an installation, performance, breakdown, then the description field is mandatory.
So we need to create the description.
Description field is already there on the case.
Yeah, I mean like description field is there, right? But when we want to mention the error message, we have to mention in that, ma'am.
Yes, you need to mention the error in the description field.
Okay, got it.
Now, regarding the record types, now you can create a record types for the standard object also. But when you go for an opportunity, now whenever I'm creating a record type for opportunity, click on this opportunity, go to the record validation rules or sorry, record types. When you go for a record types, click on the new record type. When you click on the new record type, what happened here? It says that an opportunity record type must be associated with the sales process. Must be associated with the sales process. You currently do not have any active sales process. You must create a sales process before creating the opportunity record type. Only for the opportunity, we need to enable the sales process. If you enable the sales process, then only you will be able to create a record type. Otherwise, you will not be able to create a record type. So click here to create a sales process. Click on this link, it will take you to the sales process. Otherwise, so just search a sales process in the quick find, you will be able to do. Let's say here I'm going to create a sales process. I'll create a sales process. You can give any name and click on it, save. Now I'm going to, in the sales process, these are the selected values, initial, these are the stages. What are the stages we have on the opportunity? These are all the stages will be included to this process. A sales process is created. Now I'll go back to the opportunity. Now click on this opportunity, click on the record types. Now if you click on the new button, now you should be able to create a record type. Now you should be able to create a record. Take a assignment. Create a record type. Create a record type on opportunity. Create a following record types on opportunity. Record types are online, retail. Online, retail. Now, if it is an online, stages should be only few stages we should show. Now, here stages are initial discussion, prospecting, need analysis. Initial discussion, prospecting, need analysis, and closed. Closed owned and closed lost. For retail, initial discussion, perception analysis, negotiation review, closed owned, closed lost. This is another assignment. Take a notes of it. Record types are interview questions are stated. Interview questions. What is validation rule? How to create validation rule? What is the purpose of validation rule? What are the different functions that are used in validation rule? How to bypass validation rule for system admin? Bypass is nothing but how to remove the validation. That means how to exclude the validation for system admin. When validation rules are executed. Before insert or after insert. What is record type? How to create a record type? How to create a record type on opportunity? What are the prerequisites to create record type? Why Salesforce introduced record types? Provide two scenarios for a record type. That means you need to give it two scenarios. Why do you think a record type is required for that scenario? So you need to think and provide the scenario. These are the interview questions. And I'll provide you the trial heading. That's all for today.